Hey, it's Chris Chico, and in this video, I'm going to share with you how to find buyers for your real estate wholesale deals anywhere in the country. Because if you're doing nationwide wholesaling, or at least considering it, one of the things that a question that always comes up is, how am I going to find a buyer, Chico? I just got a lead in a market that I absolutely don't have a clue about. I didn't even know that this market existed. And so, how am I going to find a cash buyer? Well, in this video, I want to share with you two resources that I have for finding those cash buyers. Now, just to back up a little bit, number one is I'm talking about the strategy of wholesaling, where we're going to go out and find property owners that are interested in selling their property at a discount. We're going to put that property on the contract, and then we're going to find a cash buyer that's going to take over our contract, and we're going to get paid a fee. We're also now talking about nationwide wholesaling. And nationwide wholesaling, the only way that you can do nationwide wholesaling is by using digital marketing, such as Facebook or Google, in order to show ads all throughout the country to potentially motivated sellers, and then you're going to have incoming leads all over the country. And now you're going to have to talk to those sellers, analyze those deals, and if you find a good deal, you're going to have to put it on the contract in order to find a buyer. And now that's where we're at right now. I just picked a random property here. I got a couple of resources for you too as well to share with you. So I just went on Zillow, and I looked in this town called Odessa, Texas. I've never been to Odessa. I don't know anything about Odessa. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking for cash buyers in this particular area. Now, one of the first things I do whenever I look at an area like this here, I will look at this on Google Maps in an effort to try to understand where this property is relative to the big picture. So if I zoom all the way out, I see here that we're in Texas. If I look for the San Antonio, the large metro areas, which is where most real estate investors target, Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth, Odessa is just tucked away in a little corner here. And so you're likely wondering, well, gee, is there any activity? Is there anything going on in Odessa, or am I just wasting my time? So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going to Zillow. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just click on Zillow here, and I'm just going to see what is available in general for sale. Because what we want to see really is activity. And as soon as I zoom out, I notice that, wow, there's quite a bit of properties here available for sale. What does that tell me? That tells me that it is that is a live and vibrant market, regardless of the location. Now, as I zoom out, I can also see where are the other pockets of red dots, which let me know what are the other where are the other larger metro areas that I can draw buyers from. In this scenario, Odessa is very close to Midland, so that means that I can get buyers from either one. As I scroll through here, I see there's also Big Spring, so that's another potential area. Typically, what I like to do is I like to at least no more than 30 minutes. So if I'm looking at a particular area or a particular property, I want to make sure that we're not going any more than 30 minutes from that property. I should be able to find buyers within 30 minutes. Next, I'm going to go ahead and toggle here for solds, and then that way I can see what has sold recently. So I'm also looking to see activity on the sold side. And so right off the bat, I see a lot of activity, both on the active and the sold. So that tells me if this is a property owner just calling me right off the bat, I know that I'm dealing with a property that is in a market that is viable. Even though it's a small market, it is a viable market. So let's say now we take that property and we place it on the contract. Where are we going to find the buyers? There's two places. One, and I put them here for you. And these are my links. So if you sign up for any of these services, then I make a small commission on these, but I would be recommending them to you even if I wasn't. And though these are actual tools that I pay for myself each and every single month. So whenever I refer you a tool, I always like to be a customer of that tool. So that means that then I'm going to be paying for that tool, and then I'm going to be sharing that resource with you. Right here, let's look at the first one, which is flipanywhere.com/buyers. And that is going to be Propelio. I'm going to go ahead and log in here to Propelio. I'm going to take the address of the property, copy it from here, and I'm going to paste it right here into Propelio. Then what you're going to do in Propelio, you're going to go ahead and go to the buyers tab here, and you're going to go to cash sales, and you're going to see the results. Now here in Odessa, I show a couple of them. what I'm going to do is typically I go, now this is only 0.5 miles. So I'm going to go out 3.5 miles. Typically, that's what I do. I got 26 results. Now I can play around with this a little bit. I can bring this date up. So 22 results. And these are all cash buyers. So these are your buyers. So even though I have never been in this market, then I have buyers. Now, if I couldn't find any buyers here or it wasn't enough, what I would do is you would go out and find a property in Midland. So, for example, I would come here in the map. I would go to Midland, look for a street, drop my little man over here in Midland, and then I would find a property address that I can use, any one of them. That then I would take that property address, plop it into Propelio, and then I would use that as my center point for them to me to grab other buyers. So these are all your buyers right here. All you got to do is search for these corporations. Now, when you search for them, you got to search for them on Google. In this scenario, Sendero Properties, right here, it's in Dallas, Texas. That's there shows this address, but close enough. The information is there. Sometimes you have to go to Open Corporates and search on Open Corporates to figure out the person that's in charge, right? So, for example, you got to kind of do the research on this and see, like, okay, who is the person that owns Sendero Residential? You may have to research that in the public records site and then figure out who the person is, then look up that person to see where they live, to then get the phone number for them. So there's a little bit of legwork required in order to find the buyers. But at the end of the day, that's what you got to do in this business. So let's look at this other one, wooden rentals. I click on here. Let's click on Open Corporates. Another thing that you can do is you can go to Facebook and search for that corporation as well. So I can go here. Sometimes they have a Facebook page, sometimes they don't. In this scenario, I see here that the agent name is Barbara Wooten. This is the address for the agent. I look on here, I see that it is a single family house that they live in. So then what I would do is then try to find the phone number. So that's what you're going to have to do. Now, that's very simple, easy. You got 22 people that recently purchased a property. And so then now you'll be able to quickly find the buyers that you need for the property. Another tool that I also use is called Investor Lift. Now, this one's a little bit more pricier. It is more robust. That's my page. So if you click on here, this link, it'll take you to my page where then if you sign up, then I get a commission. But of course, I wouldn't recommend it if I wasn't using it. I am a paid customer. So here is Investor Lift. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste the address. Let's look for the address of the property here. Click on there. I'm going to do a quick God mode search. And the benefit to Investor Lift is I can go out, say, a certain number of miles. I'm going to scroll down and then I can sort by buyer score. The higher the buyer score, the more properties they purchase. Some of these have phone numbers. So it's just a lot more robust system and enables you to get phone numbers for people. Whereas the other one, you have to do a lot of hunting and hunting around for the phone number. So that's the difference between the two. So you have to decide. But bottom line is this: these are the best tools for finding a buyer for your property, even if you've never even considered that particular area where the property is located or know anything about that town. An additional strategy that you just picked up here is also understanding how to determine if a property is even viable to begin with. And so you may get a deal in a little town and you may think, oh, that's not really a great deal. But in a situation like this, if we were looking at Odessa, it's very clear that there's a lot of activity going on. It's a very robust area, lots of people buying. And you know what? The benefit is that you have a market where potentially they're not going to have that much competition because everybody is hunting for deals in Dallas and in Fort Worth and all those larger metro areas, whereas nobody's looking in Odessa, Texas, because probably they don't even know that it exists. Keep it our little secret. There you have it. Let me know if this video was helpful. Just some questions that I got recently, and this is one of the things that really hangs people up about nationwide wholesaling, finding a buyer. Now you know where to find buyers. All you got to do is run some ads, find some deals. Now you know where to find the buyers.